Alright, we back in here for part two of this week's episode of the What's the Word LG Mental Podcast. So yeah, we back up in here. Um, so as I was saying, we talking about word of the week is conspiracy. So I like a good conspiracy theory. If it got some of them are pretty, I think, pretty ridiculous. They might not be ridiculous to somebody else, and there's been so many over the years. And I think there's been some pretty interesting ones this year, especially. But we've always had them, and if somebody can make a good point on why this conspiracy theory works and how it can be proven to be factual, and later on maybe factual, I'm like, that's a good idea, or make some very good points to. I'm like, oh, I'll entertain that. So I want to use this moment to address some I think some conspiracy theories I've heard, especially this year, but I want to address some over the years. So we've had many over the years. Obviously, we couldn't go back to how some people even to this day think the Earth is flat. That's been a theory that's been around for many years. I know during the 1400s they tried when the European explorers tried to say the Earth was flat, and others said it was round. That's an old theory. And when we have many pictures and facts pointing out here that the Earth is round. And still some people argue out there. There's many YouTube videos. I even have some friends that think the Earth is flat, and I think it's hilarious. And they make so many different points on how they think the Earth is flat. And some of them think NASA's corrupt. That's a conspiracy theory within itself. I believe NASA's corrupt, and I think this would be some good points made about that. Whether you believe NASA is corrupt, some other ones, they think sports are rigged and everything's a setup. That the referees are. I mean, there's been some cases where they've said some referees have betted on the games and they might try and not have a call or non-call on some of those games because they want that team to win, which is obviously illegal because they referee in that game. So that's been some cases I've heard. I don't know if it's proven to be true. There's been some games that I can think of off the top of my head, like the 2001 NBA Western Conference Finals. Some people said that game has been fixed. I think Game 6 they said it was. Said it was fixed. And if you go and look back at that game, some people think if some NFL games are rigged. I don't really watch hockey. I don't know if people claim that's rigged or not. I don't watch it, so I don't know. Baseball, I haven't heard too much about people saying baseball is rigged. I think it's mainly been NBA and NFL. Those are the main ones that I've heard people say that about. Especially too when the Panthers were facing the Broncos in the Super Bowl, and there was a play where quarterback Cam Newton fumbled the ball, and he just looked at it rather than trying to dive on it immediately and make sure the Panthers retain the football. So there's that play. How people saying like, oh, this is a setup by the Illuminati. Oh, this game is rigged. I mean, when you look at that play, I mean, it is kind of crazy that he didn't pounce on the ball when he clearly, like, he could have gotten to it. He just looked at it. That play, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying things is right or wrong. I'm not one to say, oh, this is I'm just looking at it like I think some of these theories are interesting. And I think this year, the one that's most hilarious to me, this is the one I will say I think is complete bullshit, is the 5G towers. How people said the 5G towers causing coronavirus. Now, I've also heard that they say these 5G towers have caused seizures with some people and major migraines and some other issues. I mean, I can't prove that. Say that's bullshit. That I don't know, because I know certain lighting, and even on some movies or some video games, they even give a warning saying like, oh, this game has certain lightings. It could affect certain small amounts of people, so on and so on. So that theory, I don't even know if that's a theory, that one. That one might actually be true. That one I'm not sure about though, as far as it causing seizures, because I know even with cell phones, right, has a lot of radiation in it. We don't realize that people on their damn phone all day, and that could affect some people too, causing you to have migraines and seizures, or so. I mean, that could be an issue too. So I mean, but as far as it causing coronavirus, it just sounds hilarious. I laughed when I first heard it. I laughed right at the face. I laughed right in their face. I'm sorry. When that person told me that, I laughed right in their face. I'm sorry. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, that to me that makes no sense. How this and that's another theory too about the coronavirus. Me personally, I still think to this day it was made in a laboratory. I think somebody made it, whether Trump keeps saying calling it the Chinese virus, wherever. I don't know where that damn secret laboratory is, but I still believe to this day it was made in a lab and put out into the atmosphere. Because it hasn't always been here. It's been here before it was basically publicized. It's been here before, but it hasn't always been in the atmosphere. I think somebody created it, and this was to create corruption and somebody trying to pocket that money for that vaccine, I believe. I don't know. I think that's an interesting theory too. That I think is in my head it's a fact. I don't give a damn if people think otherwise. To me, it's a fact. I don't give a fuck who disagrees with me on that. But yeah, to me that's a fact. Somebody made it in the laboratory. I don't know who you are, but yeah, you made it in the lab, and you filed for doing that. You filed for that. But yeah, I think COVID was made in the laboratory. The Earth is flat theory. I don't know. Another theory from years ago. I think even to this day, people still think Tupac is still alive. That one, I'm not even saying yay or nay on that one. I don't know. I've had many discussions on that over the years about people saying how Tupac Shakur is still alive. Even to this day, I mean, that would be wild if Tupac actually knew what COVID was. What if it was a song out there that Tupac rapping about COVID? That would be crazy. I just started thinking about that the other day. Like, all these theories, right? When I was thinking about this shit, right? These different theories. And what if Tupac actually knew about COVID? Like if you really, I'm not saying he's still alive, but if these people that believe that Tupac is still alive to this day, does he know about COVID? Can he help solve COVID, since they say he's been hiding in Jamaica or Cuba, wherever they say, the fuck they say he's been hiding. I don't know. But that's an interesting theory. The election being rigged is another theory this year. Even Trump and a lot of his followers are sore losers, I think, and won't admit defeat. Even now, some people believe it. So is every election rigged? It could be, because I think all presidents are handpicked. I don't believe in electoral college. I think it should be, even though whoever wins, if I want the person I wanted to win, I still think we should get rid of electoral college. I think it's a flawed system. I don't think it works for everybody, and I don't think it's fair. Because at the end of the day, if we really want a fair election, I think that's one possible step, is getting rid of the electoral college. I think we need to get rid of it completely. So yeah, that's another theory. The election was rigged. Trump thinks he won by a lot, which is not true. There's been many ways to proving that's not true. And there's been many videos around the country showing all the people counting the votes. Whether they think they was counting them not wrong or some were misplaced. I don't know. If you believe that theory, then go on with it. I mean, nobody gonna tell you otherwise at this point. I mean, you gonna believe what you wanna believe. Yeah, I think that's some interesting theories. I don't know if the election was rigged. I don't know. I still believe every president is handpicked. I really believe that. There's a time for a reason. And there's a reason why I think they have the business cycles the way they do. It's from prosperity to regression, I think, to recession, and then it's just a constant cycle that goes back and forth. We're gonna have some times where stock market is down, the country making less money, and then there's gonna be a time where it prospers again. It's gonna always be like that. It's always been like that. Sometimes obviously worse than others. You had the Great Depression, you had the Great Recession in back in 2008. So I mean, there's been many times where the market has been down and it's been up. So I mean, and the president, the Senate, not just the president, but your senators, your local senators, I think Congress, they all got something to do with that. So the people you elect in there may be fucked up and not know what the hell they doing. There's always going to be somebody I know. One thing I can say for every president, I think, is that's got to be a hard-ass job, and I wouldn't even want it my damn self. Because at the end of the day, you can only do so much. And people are gonna not like you or not like you for no matter what the hell you do. So no matter who the hell is the president, if you absolutely despise the president, whoever's in there, absolutely love them, or you just don't care who it is, they're just not gonna like you. For some people are just not gonna like you for whatever reason, and it's alright. I'm okay with that. Somebody don't like me, I honestly don't give a damn who don't like me, because it's not going to pay my bills, me worrying about that. Some people gonna like you, some people not gonna like you. You just can't be consumed with that. And one thing I gotta give these presidents props, whoever, that's the one kudos I gotta give, I think, to every except those the slave owner presidents. You get absolutely no credit at all. But every other president, you gotta deal with it. You probably get death threats a lot. You gotta have Secret Service following you around all the damn time. I mean, that's looking at that. I mean, that's the one kudos I'll give every president. As far as the election getting rigged, I don't know. There's an interesting theory along with. And I know that back on the Tupac thing real quick, and being alive. I know when the theory was hot, I think a couple years after he died, like in the 99, 2000, 2001, I remember Tupac's mother even saying, like, people want to believe he's still alive because you got white people who love Elvis saying, like, oh, some people believed Elvis was still alive even after his reported death date. And Feeney said, like, well, they have Elvis, why can't we have Tupac? So that was interesting that she said that too. I don't know if I believed he's still alive, but it was some very interesting facts around his death. I think in 2000. I'm sorry, not 2000. In 1996. For one, I know this major thing how they say he read a book about Niccolo Machiavelli. That's why he changed his name to Machiavelli instead of Machiavelli. Changed his name to Machiavelli. And his theory is Niccolo Machiavelli actually faked his death at 25, I believe, the same year Tupac reportedly was killed, and came back 18 years later. So some people thought that he was gonna do that, or no, it was either 7 or 18 years later. So I remember that when he first reported died, September 13, 1996, that a couple years went by. I see people were saying he's gonna come back in 2003, 7 years later. That 7-day theory. There was a lot of sevens around his death. How they say, 2 + 5 = 7. How his album All Eyes on Me came out February 13th, exactly 7 months before his death. So that was real. That was wild right there. 7. I'm not somebody that believes in coincidences. I never have. I just thought that was wild. That like damn, exactly 7 months. Like that album came out February 13th, 1996. He supposedly died September 13th, 1996. Also, so that's a theory within itself, the 7-day theory. What's the other one? Oh yeah, he attended the Mike Tyson fight September 7th. Got shot that same night. And he supposedly died 6 days later on the 13th. And the purport time of his death was 4:03. 4 plus 3 equals 7. So there's a lot of sevens around that. And I don't remember that uniquely, those numbers, certain numbers being aligned with someone's death like that. I don't think Biggie had any type of specific numbers that was consistent like that. Or any other celebrity I've heard of death. I mean, that's real interesting, this 7-day theory thing. Like I said, it's just a theory. I'm not saying I believe it or don't believe it. I just think it's real interesting, all these different theories. Some of the sports, I'm not saying I believe they're rigged, but some people can make some valid points on why they would believe they're rigged. I think some valid points can be made about it. So, or the earth is flat. I don't know about that one. But the government, another one, the government controlling the weather. I've seen some videos of some machinery, how they say it controls the weather online. I've seen some videos like that. That's another interesting theory. I don't know. That's another interesting one too. How in certain cities too, like how it never rains, like even in Los Angeles, some parts of California, like it was at a major drought for years up until 2016. Then it rained damn near for 3 months straight. I'm not sure I don't think they control the weather as far as that. Whether there is weather control, that's like another one. That's something I'm not saying I believe or don't believe. I just think it's very interesting. And there's some interesting videos out there as well about all of these theories. And I think, except for some are so absolutely ridiculous that I don't think any valid points can be made. But I think some of these are you can make some valid points, whether you agree or disagree with them. Like, damn, like, I'm gonna have a point about that. Not saying it's true. I'm just saying, like, if you can make a valid point about some of these theories, I'm like, I'll entertain it. I might even do some research on it, because I like a good conspiracy theory if we can find some interesting points about it. But yeah, I just wanted to take this time. I wanted to address all these things, and that's one thing I've been wanting to talk about for a while is for these conspiracy theories, and I thought there were some interesting ones this year alone, and there's been some great ones over the years that I wanted to use this time to talk about that. So yeah, I think so with everything going on this year, the year 2020, whether it's been a prosperous year for you or not, I think everybody want to get out the damn house at some point. Whether you're a homebody or not, I've even seen, I think some homebodies just want to get out the house. But yeah, this has been an interesting year. No matter what you say, like, none of us has ever seen anything like this. I tried to deny it at first. I'm like, oh, this will blow over. Like, this ain't really, this will probably be like Ebola or something else. But no, this was something totally different, and it affected the entire world. I actually had COVID for a little bit. I got over it. I don't have it anymore, thank God. And I still believe it was made in a laboratory. You're not going to convince me otherwise unless someone that actually shows me that they made it. Yeah, I don't see nobody convince me otherwise. But yes, But yeah, it's been an interesting year. And the last thing I want to address before I get up out of here is I think one thing I like to do every year is create goals for the next year. I'm not talking about no New Year's resolution bullshit where you go to the gym for the first like 10 days or whatever and then don't go the rest of the year. I'm not talking about no bullshit like that. I'm just talking about your own personal achievements, whatever. It don't have to be nothing big. I think I try and list at least 5. So if you listening to me right now, man, you're a real one. If you still listening to me right now, this whole time you're a real one. So yeah, if you listening to me right now, I want to challenge everybody. List about 5 goals for 2021. It don't gotta be nothing major. It can be, but it don't have to be. 5 personal goals for the year 2021. They don't necessarily have to be accomplished for that year, but I think my point behind that is we should always have something to strive for, no matter what. Keep yourself pushing, keep yourself going, to help yourself be happy. I'll give you something to do, to reach those goals too. I'll challenge you. So 5 things. It could be, I don't know, paying off a house, paying off a loan. It could be getting in shape. It can be starting a business. It can be I don't know, making some new connections, getting that job you always wanted. Maybe going back to school, become a lawyer. I don't know. Get in the entertainment business. I don't know. Whatever your goals is. No matter what, don't even tell them to nobody. You can, but don't tell them to nobody that you know is going to be a hater. But yeah, I challenge you. List 5 goals. I do that every year myself. At least 5. Don't got to be nothing big. And work towards it. And I hope you achieved every last one of them, whatever those goals are. So, yeah, give y'all a little bit of homework, but this is something that I think everyone should do. It gives you something to look forward to, something you can strive for. Maybe something is, hey, if it clears, maybe this vaccine actually works and people, and this coronavirus goes away and people can start vacationing again. Maybe you always wanted to go to a concert or go to vacation on a certain island somewhere. Whatever your goals are, write them down. At least 5. I'm challenging everybody listening, write 5 goals and list them out. So yeah, I hope everybody has a good happy new year. Great prosperous 2021, and if you've been listening to me, appreciate it. So that's it for me. It's the last show of the year, and I'll be back in 2021, which is next week. So yeah, that's it for me. I'm out.